12 Radio. This is Big 12 Today. Heard on TuneIn and watched on Big 12 Studios. Of course, you can always catch Big 12 Today on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, wherever you get your podcasts, or tune in on demand. And, of course, this show replays twice after it's live, so you can catch it most times on TuneIn Radio. So make sure to download it and search Big 12 Today. You can also find all the platforms that Big 12 Studios is on by searching big12studios.com. All right, Chris Cartman, Sun Devil Source, joins us coming up in about 15 minutes from now to help us break down what's going on in Tempe. But it's time to power rank because, remember, on Wednesdays, it's power ranking day. We power rank the top 5 teams of the Big 12, then we power rank something random. It's not good enough to just have things in this world.
Oh, no.
You have to power rank them accordingly.
Yes.
So that is what we do on Wednesdays. We put our pants on one leg at a time, like most people, but when our pants are on Wednesdays, we power rank.
Power rank them.
That's right. And now that we're in studio, on video, we have to put our pants on every day.
We do.
Which is an unfortunate byproduct of that. With that being said, let's power rank the top 5 teams in the Big 12.
Number 5.
James?
All right, I have Cincinnati out of my power rankings this week because I'm ranking these teams as if I'm a college football playoff committee member, and Cincinnati has only played one of the 5 teams that I have in my top 5, and they're 0-1. So I look at strength of record. I look at the head-to-heads. I look at all that stuff. I've got Arizona State at number 5, the great mystery box that is the Sun Devils. But Kenny Dillingham, even with Jeff Sims at quarterback, has them rolling. For them to be 7-3 and 5-2. By the way, they're the exact same record in conference play that they were this same weekend a year ago, and they somehow made the Big 12 championship game. I've got Arizona State at number 5.
Yeah, I, again, think based on the CFP rankings, this is probably an obvious top 5 here because you're balancing kind of where they are today with what they've done overall, and I think Arizona State clearly number 5. And this is a testament to how good of a coach Kenny Dillingham is. Last year was a breakthrough year, but to do it this year with the lack of talent is incredible and speaks to the culture of the program that he's built. Jeff Sims was a turnover machine literally every other stop he's been. It's now the second straight year in the same offense. And, I mean, is he elite Sam Leavitt level? No, but he's doing what he needs to win football games. And in conjunction with a guy like Derek Eusebio, who's a second or third team type guy, you don't have Jordan Tice, you don't have the quarterback of your defense, you've got undersized linebacker in Jordan Crooks. It's kind of amazing what Kenny Dillingham's doing. Arizona State number 5.
Number 4.
Number 4 for me are the Houston Cougars, who check in the top 25 in the AP poll and the college football playoff. Now, they have avoided the teams at the top of the conference outside of Texas Tech. They haven't played BYU. They didn't play Utah this year, but they've still been really impressive. And I've got them one spot above Arizona State because Houston won that head-to-head matchup. I think you could make the case that Arizona State is surging, and if they played today, might win that football game. But that doesn't take away from what Houston has done this season at 5-2 in league play. A lot of talent on that team that's starting to come together for Willie Fritz.
Yeah, and another look at how good this coach is type team. I also have Houston at 4. Again, we're probably going to have the same top 5.
I think so.
Yeah. Connor Wigman has not been nearly as good the last few weeks. He's had some turnover issues, and yet despite that, they're still winning games. I mean, when you factor in the players that they lost through the portal, they're top-end defensive players, and yet what they brought back, still getting guys. They lose Halsey, but McCutcheon's there, and he kind of takes over in that spot. Rogers takes over. So, I mean, it just goes to show you, or Allen, excuse me, how much, how good this team is with their coach because of the talent that they lose, and yet they're still really good.
Number 3.
Yeah, number 3 is where I have Utah. I mean, Utah's identity is really come into focus this season. They've gotten back to their roots, but Devin Dampier appears to be healthy. And then the added wrinkle of Bird Ficklin. I really think that takes them from a top 15 team to playing at a top 10 caliber level. Like they're 7th in EPA, they're 7th in the ESPN, strength of record, and all the metrics that they look at. So you can make a case that they're too low in the college football playoff. And maybe they would beat BYU head-to-head right now, but the bottom line is BYU won that matchup, which is why I have these teams ranked where they are.
It's important to note, James and I do not tell each other who our top 5 are. Last week, we both had BYU below Utah. This week, we both have Utah below BYU. It's almost as if, and this is how I did it, I'm not going to underrate BYU as much as the CFP committee is.
Yeah.
I'm taking a stand. I love everything you just said about Utah, including the Bird Ficklin wrinkle, and would love to see him now in the backfield with Devin Dampier. There's a lot of interesting stuff they could do with both of them in the backfield at the same time. Try to stop that rushing attack. So I also have Utah at number 3. That is a team with legitimate, playoff upside.
Number 2.
Yeah, number 2 is BYU for me, and really, I had questions about how they would play against TCU Saturday night. This was the same week a year ago in which they lost to Kansas, and man, did they slam the door shut on any possibility of that happening again. That defense is flat out nasty. They have shown that their physicality is a nightmare for teams that cannot match them in that category. LJ Martin appears to be healthy. Bear Bachmeier continues to get better. I think, like Utah, this is another top 10 caliber team. They just haven't won in as flashy of manner. But you can make the case that if they win their next couple of games and the way they beat TCU, those are style points for BYU. Even though they're not chasing style points, that doesn't mean that they're not delivering.
Yeah, and look, at Cincinnati this week, huge opportunity. If they finish 11-1 and then lost to Texas Tech in the Big 12 title game, and they're 11-2 and they're not in the playoff, it's a joke. Based on resume, based on things we've talked about earlier, BYU clearly number 2. Opportunistic defense. We didn't think that year-over-year turnovers would be as sustainable as they've been for them, but that is just a dominant force on defense with Jay Hill at the helm there. BYU number 2.
Number 1.
Number 1 for me is where I have, obviously, the Texas Tech Red Raiders.
Ooh, I thought you were going to go K-State number 1.
Jacob Rodriguez, Heisman talk, needs more touchdowns, needs more touches, right? Talking about all these quarterbacks. So they put him in the Wildcat formation, and he runs it in for a score. Texas Tech, I think, they're in. But for BYU, I think how the Texas Tech-BYU potential Big 12 championship game matchup goes for BYU will determine their fate more so than Texas Tech. Loved seeing them in the top 5 this week in the college football playoff rankings.
All right, number 1's Texas Tech. No explanation needed. Let's get to our random power ranking today. So on the anniversary of the Nintendo Wii being released, Nintendo released Wii, which was the first game console they'd released in a long time, on November 19th, 2006. So we figured let's power rank the top 5 video game consoles ever. Easy list to put together, and I'm sure nobody will disagree with our list.
Super easy.
Number 5.